Okay, here we are again. This time we're going to do some long division using a routine called synthetic division. Now this routine will only work if you have a divisor of this form, x plus or minus a constant. Notice I have three examples written here where we can use synthetic division. X minus 2, x plus 1, and x minus 1. It will not work if you have, for instance, a 3x minus 2. Or a 2x plus 1, or a 5x minus 1. You can't use synthetic division without some other kind of a modification that we're not going to go into. But if you see any problems like this, it can be done with this synthetic division. So I'm going to show you how this works. So first of all, make sure that your numerator, okay, this is your dividend here, that you're going to, it's in standard form, highest power to low power. Divisor will always be in this form, x minus a constant, x plus a constant. Make sure that's to start, that's what you have. Now, we won't try to make this too complicated, but again, the method can be modified slightly to match, to work for some problems that don't quite match this form. We can manipulate them a little bit to make them match. But anyway, so standard form, here's what you do. You start with a 2 because this is a 2 here. Don't worry about the minus. Since it's a minus, we'll just take the 2. And then we take the numbers from our polynomial, 2, negative 3, 5, and line them up here. Okay, so this is a streamlined process that uses only the numbers that are essential to long division. Now, once you've got these in here, in that order that they were in your polynomial, drop down this first number here. Then multiply it times your 2 up here. So 2 times this 2 is a 4. Bring that over here. So drop this 2 down, multiply by this 2. 2 times this 2 is a 4. Put that 4 over here. Now you're going to add. Add this. In a sense, this 2 was being added to a 0 here, so it became a 2. So you could start the whole process off just by adding. 2 plus 0 is 2, and then multiply 2 times 2. Most students just drop this down and just start right away. So I add this, I get a 1. Now I repeat that. 1 times this 2 again over here, and I get a 2, and I put it back over here. Then I add these. So you keep repeating this, this process of multiply, add, until you're done. Now the final result here is this over here. We have a 2x plus a 1 plus a 7 over the x minus 2. This is how we interpret this bottom line now. It's got one lower power than the original. The original had x squared, so it was a second degree polynomial, and this one now is a first degree. And these are the coefficients for these terms now. 2, 1, 7. I take them right off of this bottom line. 2, 1, 7, in that order. 2 times x plus 1 is a constant, so I drop down. That's why it's essential to have this order of standard form, the highest powered on down to the lowest, because we depend on that order to form our answer. So that's the answer for this one. You can go ahead and test that with long division if you don't believe it. Now let's do the same thing here. This time I have a plus 1, so the sign does matter. It can't just be anything. So if I used a plus up here and I had a minus, then you might think, well, maybe I should put a minus here instead of, and that's actually the case. So if you have a plus here, plus 1 or plus 5 or plus whatever, you'll use a negative in place here. And then the rest of it's the same. 5, minus 2, 3, and a 1. And then we'll repeat that process. So drop the 5 down, multiply, that gives a negative 5. Add, it's a negative 7. Multiply, that's a positive 7. Add, it's a 10. Multiply, that's a negative 10. Add, it's a negative 9. Finished. Our answer is 5x squared minus 7x plus 10 minus a 9 over that x plus 1. Okay, let's do one more here. This time, this one's going to illustrate something a little bit different, because we have some missing terms in here. Although it's in standard form, I would expect to see a x to the third term in here and then a next term here. When those are missing, we will accommodate them We have a 4, and we'll put a 0 in place of that missing x cubed term. And we have a minus 2, and a 0 in place of the x term, and then a 1. Okay, so those are the placeholders that we need. Now it's the same routine. Drop the 4 down, multiply. We get a 4. We add, we get another 4. Multiply, we get a 4. We add, we get a 2. Multiply, get a 2. Sum is 2. Multiply, get a 2. That's a 3. Okay, so for my result here now will be, since my power was 4, I drop down to 3. I'll have a 4x to the third plus a 4x squared plus a 2x plus a 2, and then a 3 over the x minus 1. Like so. And that is synthetic division.